What's up, boys? Action Jackson here, and today I got a very important video for you guys because testosterone is the building block as a man. It will literally change your whole life if you just kind of optimize for testosterone. It's very underrated. A lot of people don't they try and attack different things, but you really need to be focusing on your testosterone, truly. Like, if you focus on that, the main thing, bro, you'll never not have motivation to go to the gym, bro. You'll just lose fat on accident. You'll build muscle like crazy. It's just good, bro. Like, this is going to be the only video that you need to 2x your testosterone. All right, grab a pen and paper. Let's take some notes, and yeah. So, overview. Diet optimization is the first thing when it comes to it, and if you're not optimizing your diet, bro, you're going to not have high testosterone in general. So you want to be living an active lifestyle. And the training should be on that one. I don't know what I did there, but it should be active lifestyle and training right there. That is important, just as important. Sun exposure, that is extremely important too for every hormone in general, to be honest with you. Sleep and recovery, underrated one right there. And then you want to be using your testosterone, in the gym, in life, everything, bro. So, diet optimization. This is extremely important, bro. And the first thing you want to be doing is throwing away all that processed bullshit food. It's all garbage. It doesn't do anything good for you. It just tastes good. That's it. So, the reason being is because processed food, it all leads to inflammation of the gut and the body. This will stress your body out. It will cause high amounts of cortisol. And that is directly linked to low testosterone levels. If you have low energy, low libido, you're depressed, or, anything of the sort, you probably have a lot of cortisol in your body, which is causing your low testosterone. Like, this is going to be the single most biggest thing that is going to help you out. So, if you have any processed food, throw it away. Put it in the fucking dumpster and smile while you do it. It doesn't matter how much money it costed. It doesn't matter anything, bro. Throw it away with a fucking smile and know that you're making that leap forward towards your health. And only buy good food. You don't want that food in your house, bro. You don't even want to be tempted by it. All right? So the second thing you want to be doing with your diet to optimize it is optimizing for cholesterol intake. As you can see on the top right corner, cholesterol is the building block of testosterone. Literally. And it's honestly the building block of many other functions in your body. Your brain is made up of cholesterol and saturated fat. Your nervous system is made up of cholesterol. And if you want your neurons to actually connect, especially in your brain, in your nervous system, if you want them to actually bridge and connect and have everything firing properly, think sharper, have higher energy, be smarter, you need to be eating more cholesterol. It does more than testosterone, but testosterone is very important. So the rule of thumb that I tell everybody is start adding 1 pound of beef per 100 pounds of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, eat 1.5 pounds of beef every day and at least 8 eggs. I would say 10, but at least 8. And that'll give your body the optimal amount of cholesterol to produce tons of testosterone daily. That'll be around 1 gram to 2 grams of cholesterol depending on your body weight. And that is the most optimal amount of cholesterol you want to be eating. And a lot of people say, isn't that going to give me heart problems? Isn't that bad for you? No, it's not. What's going to give you heart problems is the inflammation and cortisol in your body. That's when cholesterol starts building up in your bloodstream. There's a whole science behind it. I don't feel like explaining it here. You can ask ChatGPT. Your liver starts producing LDL. It collects in your bloodstream because it's attacking all the foreign substances, the preservatives, the bullshit that you're consuming with processed food. So just keep that in mind. You want to be using carbs as a tool. Carbs are not necessary for the body to function. Keep this in mind. People do carnivore and they're not dead. They're fine. And it should only be used as a tool for insulin and glycogen, manipulation. And what I mean by this is insulin drives protein into the muscle. So if you want to be building muscle, and we'll get into this later, how muscle affects testosterone. If you want to be building muscle, you need to be using carbs as a tool to drive it. To drive protein in the muscle, use the insulin and glycogen manipulation. Glycogen is, stored carbs in the muscle essentially, and they release as soon as you start working out. And it gives you sustained energy to have a good pump, and again, to build more muscle in the gym. And again, that'll boost your testosterone. We'll get into that later. So, and a high amount of carb intake will make you feel sluggish. It'll, hold on to more water weight. You'll feel heavier. You feel more tired all the time. It'll give you higher body fat percentage. It's just not ideal. Even if you're eating high quality carbs, you don't want to be eating a bunch of them. It's not ideal. So you want to be, eating under 100 grams a day, especially if you're trying to shred fat, but definitely keep it under 200 grams at all costs. You don't want to be going above that, or else you'll start packing on fat, you'll feel heavy, sluggish, all that type of stuff. And, carbs will make you pack on fat. 10 to 12% body fat is optimal for high testosterone levels. You want to be shredded. You want to be 10%, 11%, 12%. That is when you're going to be producing the maximum amount of testosterone. It is going to be optimal for you. You're going to be building the most amount of muscle you've ever built at this body fat range. And you can only get there if you're eating the optimal amount of carbs. You don't want to be eating too many of them. Keep that in mind. That is a big mistake that I see people making all the time, and it is so detrimental. Don't do it. So, active lifestyle and training. So, for example, you want to be getting 12K steps a day. This is kind of just rule of thumb. And 1 hour workout every single day, 5 to 6 times a week. One day you don't want to be lifting super heavy. You want it to be an active recovery day. You still want to get your steps in, and maybe even like play a sport with your friends, go train MMA. That's what I do. Stuff like that. You still want to be active, bro. You want to have an active lifestyle. So getting your steps in. Getting your steps in and staying active throughout the day is extremely important to high testosterone levels, bro. It decreases cortisol and it burns fat like crazy. Walking is extremely underrated when it comes to burning fat. You can burn fat like crazy just getting 10K steps a day. But when you're getting 12K, 13K, 15K steps, you're just going to be burning fat way quicker. Especially if you're doing it in the sun, getting vitamin D. We'll get into that later, but very good for fat burning. And again, 10 to 12% body fat, that is the optimal amount of testosterone or body fat that you want to have to produce testosterone. It'll also decrease cortisol. Decreasing cortisol, again, is extremely important to high testosterone levels. You probably have high cortisol. That is why you feel like shit all the time. The goal should be to decrease cortisol in the body. And another cheat code, write this down if you're taking notes, which you should be. Don't go on your phone as soon as you wake up. Go for a walk. Get into the sunlight. Get sun in your eyes. Reset your circadian rhythm. If you go on your phone, you'll fuck your cortisol. You'll fuck your dopamine. And that is bad. The thing is, bro, when you wake up, you have high cortisol as it is, and you want to lower it as much as possible. You want to get outside and you want to go for a walk or do something like that. Hydrate. Do all the things in the morning. I'll do a morning routine video in the future to, provide more clarity on that, but for now we're going to be talking about this. So intense workouts 5 to 6 times a week. This is important. Specifically intense weightlifting, bro. This is going to be one of the most important things when it comes to boosting testosterone, bro. Lifting heavy things. Even 1 rep maxes, I don't recommend it because it's really hard on your body, and if you keep doing it, you end up like fucking Ronnie Coleman. You don't want to be ended up like that guy. You want to be healthy. You want to be having a sustainable lifestyle, bro. So lifting heavy, I'm talking like the 6 to 8 to 6 to 10 rep range, where you're failing within that range, and it should be super heavy. You should be pushing yourself, and it's extremely important to boosting testosterone. So after heavy compound lifts, you will have an immediate boost in luteinizing hormone and testosterone, and it is long term. I promise. Luteinizing hormone is the hormone that tells your testicles to produce more testosterone, and you'll just be producing testosterone. The heavy lifts, bro. You need to be lifting heavy every single session at the beginning. This is extremely important. And again, working out obviously is going to increase your muscle mass. Muscle mass is directly linked to long-term high testosterone levels. Muscle is the secret, my brother. The more muscle you build, the more testosterone you have. The more testosterone you have, the more muscle you build. So it goes hand in hand. You want to be locked in on this shit. It also helps regulate specific brain functions like the pituitary gland, which is the thing that boosts luteinizing hormone, the thing that produces it, and it supports testosterone production in general. So you always want to be, you don't want to miss a single workout either. You want to be getting your steps in, you want to be living an active lifestyle, you want to be walking a lot. You do 2 hours of work, go out for a walk, whatever, bro. Definitely hit your workouts, don't miss a workout. You'll be good, bro. You'll have crazy energy, you'll feel good, and you'll start loving your workouts. So, sun exposure, extremely important too. So what does vitamin D do? It activates Leydig cells, which stimulate testosterone synthesis. Leydig cells are in your testicles, and that is what stimulates the testosterone synthesis. And the sun especially is the main thing that, helps fuel that process. Extremely important, brother. It improves your mood, it improves your energy levels, it significantly improves sleep quality. It pretty much improves everything, bro. Vitamin D is present in all hormone production. You get better sleep, have higher energy, everything, bro. It's just a win-win. And you want to be getting 20,000 to 40,000 IUs a day. That might seem like a lot, but that is only an hour of direct sunlight. An hour of direct sunlight is 40,000 IU a day. And now that you hear that, you're like, okay, that's not that much, right? They tell you to get 3,000 IU. Think about how much that is, bro. A couple minutes in the sun. And it won't give you skin cancer, bro. It won't. If you eat enough cholesterol, you have no inflammation, bro, you will reap all the benefits of the sun. Cholesterol turns into a hormone. There's a whole scientific name. I don't even feel like pronouncing it. But it's stored in your skin, and that is what helps absorb the vitamin D from the sun so it can be used by the body. If you have no inflammation, you won't get cancer. They did a study on 200 people. They had 100 people eat the animal-based clean diet, no inflammation. 100 people eat the standard American diet, processed food, all that bullshit. They had them all go in the sun for 90 days? They had them daily exposed to the sun. The standard American diet group, a lot of them got skin cancer. The animal-based group, 0 of them got skin cancer. So I'll leave you guys with that. Sleep and recovery, crucial. This is crucial, bro. A lot of people overlook this, man. This is crucial. Everyone thinks they just have to get 8 hours, but it's a lot more than that, bro. You need to be getting high quality sleep every night. High quality. So I listed these 3 things. Follow these 3 nighttime non-negotiables to ensure you get extremely high quality sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep every single night. So the first thing is you don't want any blue light 2 hours before bed. So what I do is 2 hours before I'm about to go to sleep, I put on some blue light blockers. These glasses I have on the screen. If you don't have them, buy them. They're extremely helpful. And then I put red light filters on all the electronics. I'm talking, my dad, he likes to watch TV. I put a red light filter on it. He sleeps better now. I have a red light filter on my phone. If I triple click my power button, it turns red, just like that. And you can look up a video on how to do that. So combine that with the blue light blockers, you'll be good, bro. The thing is, bro, blue light, it stops the secretion of melatonin because your brain thinks it's daytime. So then you'll get shittier sleep because the melatonin and the adenosine in your blood, they work hand in hand. The adenosine is responsible for your circadian rhythm. Melatonin is responsible for putting you in a deep sleep so you can recover properly If you're not waking up feeling well rested, what the fuck is the point of sleep? What is the point? So keep that in mind. You want to be supplementing magnesium glycinate. That ensures you enter a deep, uninterrupted sleep. And the reason being is because magnesium is a key factor in melatonin secretion during your sleep. So you want to be getting plenty of magnesium. I take one 350 milligram. No, that's actually 4. You don't want to be taking 4. I was taking 4 and I was going into way too much of a deep sleep. I was sleeping way too much. Take 1 tablet. I think it's around like 75 milligrams. Because you should be getting enough from beef, eggs, and all that other stuff, and that's just a supplement to take right before bed to just ensure you go into a deep sleep. So, eating 5 eggs before bed. This will give you the optimal amount of cholesterol and every micronutrient to ensure you produce testosterone in your sleep. Cholesterol, again, produces testosterone, so if you get it right before bed, you produce most of your testosterone in your sleep anyway, so if you get that cholesterol right there and the micronutrients, bro, you'll wake up feeling well rested, you'll produce a bunch of testosterone in your sleep, you'll be golden, bro. Just make sure you follow those 3 things, man, you'll have really good sleep. It is a life changer. And then, last but not least, you want to be using your testosterone. Working out is not supposed to be just some task you need to try and get over every day. This is just the prime example. It could be anything else, like the work I'm doing right now, the presentation, whatever. You should be motivated to go. That's what testosterone's for. And you want to utilize the testosterone to training hard, and you want to release anger in the gym. That is the whole point of testosterone. It's supposed to fuel your energy. You want to release anger. You want to just lift hard as fuck. You want to start going into the gym to become an animal. You want to grunt. You want to rage. You want to get pissed off. If you didn't get the amount of reps that you want with your heavy lift, bro, get pissed off at it. Push yourself, bro. Use it to push yourself even harder. So that'll be it for today, guys. I hope you guys found a lot of insight today. Definitely a big one right here. This is extremely important if you guys want to utilize your, testosterone to build more muscle and lose fat. So, hope you guys took notes. Hope you guys found a lot of insight in this. I love you guys. As always, take action. You have a blessed day.